All right, we're back and we're live. And normally I do my little spiel at this point, but it's a different kind of live tonight, so I'm not going to do that. Tonight's live, for those of you that are logging on right now, is all about the experience and our preview for Cuties Conquering the Stage this coming year. So we're going to give it a few minutes for people to log on. I don't want you guys to introduce yourselves quite yet. We got Julia coming on here too, so I'm going to add her.
Nice.
There we go. We don't have a picture for Julia. Julia, can you hear us?
Yes, I am walking through the door, so I'm going to show my face in 1 second.
Okay. Well, we are live, so
Okay.
just so you know.
I'm here.
I'm seeing a JW in the screen, but it's all good. We're here. We got this. What's up? Yeah, as you guys get logged on tonight, feel free to say hello. We are live on YouTube and Facebook this evening. I'm wondering if I can rearrange. I don't know. I think I kind of like the arrangement. Oh, geez. I'm moving your faces around, you guys. I don't know. Oh, there we go. That's better. Okay, cool. I didn't like that we were like off. So yeah, anyways, guys, as you're logging on, say hello. Type into the chat, into the comments. Let us know you're here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, while we're waiting a couple minutes, I'm going to share this in the Facebook group so everybody knows we're live. If y'all want to, while you're sitting there too, you probably could share it on your pages and stuff as well. Hello, welcome everybody. Just like we always do, I'm just giving it a few minutes for everybody to get logged on, where you see the notifications come in, and so they can get onto their thing. I just heard myself on somebody's YouTube. I was like, I heard myself. That's too funny. We're here. Oh, it's funny. Yep, we're live right here. I don't know why the picture isn't there. Let me see. Oh, there we go. It's there. I'm going to go ahead and share this on Facebook. There we go. What's up? Yeah, as you're logging on, I see lots of eyeballs, but nobody's saying hi. Say hello. Tell us that you're here. Well, not nobody. We got Megan, Holly, and Christina saying hi. So at least we got a few. There's Talia. Awesome. Yes, say hi as you're getting on here, you guys. Perfect. Okay, just shared that. All right, let's go ahead and get rolling into this. What's up, Gloria? The first thing that we're going to do is introduce our speakers that we have with us this evening. So we'll start up here at the top with Brandy. So go ahead and introduce yourself, tell the girls a little bit about yourself and what we're doing here tonight with you.
Sure. Hey, y'all. Hey. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Brandy or B Shane on Instagram. I have been competing since 2018. I won my pro card at Nationals in December of 2022. I have been a CCTS alum since 2020, and I think only one of the years between then and now I was live streaming because I was deployed. So this year I get to come back to CCTS as a full-fledged speaker. I was a surprise guest speaker last year, and I guess Sean liked it enough to bring me back on full time. So
yes, you rocked it. You did fantastic.
I'm excited.
Awesome. Go ahead, Devin. You can go next.
So I am Devin Cambry. I am a wellness pro. I started competing in 2013, originally in bikini. Switched over to wellness after I had my son. So in 2020 was my first year with Cuties Conquering the Stage. But because I was a nurse, during the pandemic and stuff, I did virtual that year. And then after I started working with Sean with my suits and stuff like that, I went to the Olympia, went to Arnold. She asked me to come and speak. So the past 2 years I've been speaking. This is going to be my third year as a speaker at Cuties.
Awesome. Dr. Riva, let's go next with you next.
Hello. Well, I'm so grateful to be here. My name's Dr. Riva Z. Robinson. I've been an NPC bikini competitor since 2017 and actually been quite a lone wolf. So I've been self-trained since my second show and have just really taken the opportunity to use my functional medicine background and blend that with the whole competition prep process, really focusing on nurturing my body and doing things in a way that's much more intuitive and much more aligned with the values that I have to take care of this temple that I get to live in. So
Awesome.
I'm really excited to be a part of this community, given I've kind of been out in the ethers doing my own thing and just have that support that I've been yearning for. And eventually I will be working with a coach, because I know that's what I need to go to the next level. But as far as being with the Cuties community, I'm really excited to share all of my secrets that have helped me be successful, and sharing all the medical knowledge and knowledge from my book too. So
Awesome. Love it. Love
Yeah.
it. Wonderful. Well, welcome. And
Thank you.
Julia, you're up next.
Good evening. So, Julia Waring. I started competing in 2014, has always been figure. I went pro in 2017. I've been to 4 Olympias. This has actually been my first year off, like an entire 365 days. It's been pretty exciting. I have spoken at Cuties Conquering the Stage 4
I
times.
was going to say a lot. A lot.
Right. But absolutely love it. It's definitely grown me and just honestly just helped me in all aspects of life, just being able to participate. So I appreciate you, Sean. So excited to be on here and excited for another year.
Yes, awesome. So tonight what we're going to do is I'm going to go through some questions and stuff, but I have a little spiel to say first. So that's the first thing I'm going to do, and then we'll kind of roll into everything. And I'm actually going to move. There we go. I just fixed the layout here a little bit. That's a little bit better. So let me do this real quick. So we are excited that all of you guys are here joining us for this exclusive sneak peek of The Experience. So get ready to immerse yourselves in the heart of Cuties Conquering the Stage and feel the incredible energy that sets this event apart. In this particular preview video, we're taking you on a journey through the eyes of our past and current speakers, attendees, and sponsors who've been a part of CCTS. We're going to get ready to hear their personal stories, insights, and those unforgettable moments that truly define what CCTS is all about: empowerment, growth, and the strong sense of community that we have built through these ongoing 9 years. We'll be connecting with those amazing women who have walked the CCTS path and have some extraordinary experiences to share, and I'll be your guide, leading the conversation and asking them about their unique journeys, how CCTS has impacted them, and how this event has transformed their perspectives on fitness, competition, and personal growth. So this is your chance to get an authentic glimpse into the heart and soul of CCTS. So cozy up in your favorite spot, get ready to soak up all the wisdom and inspiration, and let's dive into this preview session together. And the last thing here is, if you haven't registered to be first in line for the early bird tickets yet, then there's time. The registration is free, and the QR code, I'm trying to figure out how I can point to it. It's up over Brandy's head over there. There's a QR code up there. Somewhere, point to it, Brandy. That way. There you go. It's the QR code there in the corner. That'll take you to the preview page, so you can put your name and email address in there. Also, if you're on YouTube, it's in the description box as well. And like I said, the registration is free. And once you get in there, you'll be invited into the Facebook group. And inside there, we're sharing exclusive content from past CCTS from last year. And so you're getting a sneak peek behind the scenes, so you can kind of get an idea and a feel for what it feels like to actually be there. So, and you'll get to see exactly how we roll at CCTS, which is top notch. So the ladies that have been there before know that. With that, we're going to kind of go into, I've got a handful of questions, and I'm going to ask these questions of each of you ladies that are on here with me today. Now, of those of us that are here, Dr. Riva, you are brand new to this whole experience. So you're going to get to kind of give us a little bit of a different perspective as far as what you're looking forward to and coming for the first time. But the rest of you ladies have been there at least, well, I was gonna say at least 3 years, each of you. So, so y'all have experience as speakers, as attendees, all of that too. So that's pretty awesome. So we'll just start. We'll go kind of like the round robin kind of thing. So we'll start with Brandy on these questions and kind of go around in a circle. So Brandy, what inspired you to become part of the Cuties Conquering the Stage event? Like your first year that you came as an attendee, what inspired you to do that?
Honestly, it was Brina. I don't know if she posted it or something. I just saw a post on Instagram and she was on stage talking and she was just this very like straightforward, you know, I don't know if I can cuss, but she was straightforward with whatever she was saying. I can't even remember, but whatever it was, I was like, what is that? When is it? I need to be there. And it just so happened that it had just passed. I think maybe I saw it in February or something. So I was like, okay, for sure. I need to figure out how to be there the next year. And it just so happened that I think that was the year I won the entry to go. So it's probably, I said last year when I spoke, that was like my one dream, my manifestation dream, but I think it already happened the first time with that. So
Yeah. I forgot
yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing how these things come together, right?
It is.
Yeah. How about you, Julia? What inspired you to become part of the Cuties Conquer the Stage event?
You did.
Me. I did.
Yes, you did. Yeah, so Sean and I both living in the DC, Maryland area and being fellow pros, you know, we would see each other at events and talk to each other. And you saw something in me to invite me to speak. It wasn't even at Cuties Conquering the Stage. It was a smaller event that we had locally. And being a part of that, I was like, this is so cool. Like, I love this. So I appreciate you inviting me to come back. But I mean, you could invite me to come back and I could say no, right? But I continue to come back because of the community. And I've made so many friendships that I've been able to carry on outside of just the weekend. And that's one of the things that really motivate me, is just the community that you've built, and just being around that is just so inspiring and empowering to everyone.
Yes, I love it. How about you, Devin? What inspired you to become part of Cuties Conquering the Stage event?
Probably because whenever I came back to competing in 2020, I hadn't competed in like 2 or 3 years because, like I said, I was pregnant, I had my son or whatever. So when I came back, I felt really out of the loop. Like, even on my local level, like, I went to my show, didn't really talk to a whole lot of people because I felt like everyone there is people that I hadn't competed with. All the girls I had competed with were done competing. They were like having babies, like they had stopped, whatever. So I came back and I feel like I didn't know anybody. So I kind of went through my first year and kind of kept to myself, except for like whoever might have been on my team whenever I saw them at shows. And I remember I wanted you to make my suit, but my coach at the time like gave me like a 4-week go ahead to like jump in my show when it was supposed to be like an 8-week, and I like had to last minute get some crazy cheap suit. So I was already following you because I was just like, I want her to make my suit, but I was doing all these shows. So then once I turned pro, I was just like, okay, Sean's gonna make my suit for my pro debut for sure. But then that's when I started seeing all this stuff with Cuties, and I was just like, well, this seems like really cool. It's like a bunch of females in the sport, it's, doing what, making connections and stuff like that. So that's when I did the virtual that year because, like I said, I was working a lot. I couldn't get out. Plus, my son was really young at the time. So I sat through and watched all the virtual stuff. And after I saw that, I was just like, I have to be there next year.
Yeah.
And you wound up asking me to speak, so it just kind of like worked out that I was there already. But yeah, whether or not I was speaking, I would still go to like be there in person, because now that I've been there and I've experienced it in person, it's such an amazing event to be at. Just, I mean, like I said, it's one of those things where you can kind of just sit back with other women in the sport and share a lot of stuff, and it's not, you don't have the hustle and bustle of like a show going on,
right? Right. You get the opportunity to actually kind of connect with people versus feeling like you got to go do this and go do that and get your tan on and go get your hair and makeup done and go check in with your coach and, all that kind of stuff. You get an opportunity to actually be with the people that you're there with. You know what I mean? So, Reva, this is your first year coming in as a sponsor, actually. So tell me what inspired you to do that for us this year and come in and take over.
Yes, well, I've been looking for a greater sense of community in the sport for a while, and I know, like, for me, like, that's where I truly thrive. So I saw, I think it was Jessica Wilson last year when she was posting, and she's one of my dearest besties in the whole world, cheering her on for Masters O
Yeah,
this
she's over in
weekend.
Romania right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know, just living her best life. It's amazing. And so when I saw, like, I felt the energy, like, from everything that she was sharing, and I was like, okay, I definitely need to be there next year. And I love being on stage. Like, I've been a performer since, I could walk, from dance and gymnastics. I was Olympic hopeful gymnast. And so, like, once I found out, like, oh, bodybuilding has the Olympia, I can be a future Olympian, like I always dreamt
Yeah.
of. And for me, it's really important for me to bring all parts of myself to anything that I do. And I always just have a heart to serve others. And so being in the bodybuilding world and trying to run a medical practice full time and training myself and doing all the things and feeling like I'm in between these two worlds, but not fully invested in either. And this is really the world that I want to be all in on, and bringing the medicine into this so that people have all the tools they need to thrive. Is trying to do all these things myself has burnt me out several times. And I know that's a big issue that's not really spoken and a lot of depth in the sport, but everybody experiences it. So I'm excited to, bring a different perspective and how, I've been able to use these tools and how it's served the patients in my practice, and also, and especially being able to have a home where I can just show up and be myself and make more lifelong friendships.
Love it. I love it. Well, we're excited to have you this year. And ladies that are here on the chat, that are listening along, if you have any questions that you would like the speakers to answer while we're sitting here too, feel free to type those in. I've got a handful. I'm asking them myself, but you're welcome to join in. This is, as you guys know, when I do my live feeds, it's interactive. I want you guys asking questions just like that too. So feel free to type your questions for our ladies into the box too, and we'll include those here as we go along, so that we can answer your questions too, since you'll be the one meeting these ladies in person in just a few months. So we're going to go on to our next question, and we're going to go back up to Brandy here. So could you share a memorable moment from your experience at CCTS that has made a significant impact on you?
Yeah. Honestly, the most memorable impact, again, I have to say it was a Brina moment. It was my first year and I was posing with her during our posing session or what have you. And oddly enough, or funny enough, we were having the same issue with my feet that, you and I had, Sean. And so she was like, let me think about this and I'll get back to you on it. And later that night, I believe it was later that night or maybe the next day during session, she texted me, with her thoughts. And I was just in shock that she even remembered to get back to me. Because, when you're brand new and you're around pros, it's almost like being like around a celebrity and you think that, you're just a lowly person and they're like here to be here, but not really interact because you're a little peon. Yeah. But that wasn't the case at all. It wasn't the case with any of the pros or coaches that were there. Everybody was, they will talk to you. They will give you information. You ask them questions. They'll have a whole conversation with you. So that was what really sat with me, is that she actually went back and studied it and came back and gave me her thoughts on it. And I was like, wow, this is the place I want to be all the time.
And that's something that I think is pretty cool with every year, because the pros really do get in and get in nitty gritty with you and stuff too. It's not just, okay, I'm going to go stand in front of you and pose for 5 minutes. I'm going to go back and sit down. It's not like that at all. They come out and they hang out and they answer your questions. They talk to you and they help you with whatever it is you need help with as you move along and things like that. And you really do build those relationships. I know, a lot of ladies tell me how much they keep in touch with you guys throughout the year, and go to you when they have questions and need help, or need to find a coach, or they need to find this, or they need help with that, or whatever it might be. It's an ongoing relationship. It's not just okay, I'm going to stand in front of this pro for a posing session. You know what I mean? It's totally different. So that's awesome. So what about you, Julia? Do you have a memorable moment that you could share from CCTS, other than when you started crying and your eyelash fell off?
Oh my God, that was the one. No, seriously, that is the one I was definitely about to say, 100%. And that was going to be it.
That's great. Go ahead and tell the story. Go ahead.
But it was so memorable because I think Jessica was sitting next to me and you were talking. Well, not you were talking. Everyone was, giving their "I love Sean" speech. And I've never said anything. I just take it all in. I cry with everybody else. And when I was sitting there, I was telling Jessica, I was I just felt like this, like the spirit just moving at me, you need to go up there and say something about Sean. I never felt that pull before. And it was such an emotional moment. And in that moment, I realized how much of an impact being a speaker had been to me in my own life. And I think I told you, they gave me confidence that I didn't have. It's helped to improve my public speaking abilities, which has helped me in other areas of life. So the eyelash falling off was just the icing on the cake. I went on stage, I hugged Sean, cried, told her she was amazing. Eyelash fell off. Everyone started laughing, and it was a memorable moment. So it really was.
It was one of the best moments from the whole thing because we were all crying and into it and everything, and all of a sudden the eyelash was falling off in the middle of it. It was fantastic. It just broke the tension or broke the everybody started laughing. It's that emotional high of the crying to the laughing to the it was great.
So the crying, laughing. Yeah, that's what it was.
That was great. That was an impactful moment for sure. Completely unplanned. So now we'll move on to Devin. So do you have a significant memorable moment that you'd like to share?
It was probably the first year that I was a speaker, and I finished my speech. I came off the stage, and Kelby was there on the side, and Kelby came and talked to me, and she just starts bawling, crying, saying I related to you so much. The whole mom guilt thing that you talked about just hit me, and I completely related. And I'm just it was so weird because I'm just up there. I'm just telling my story. That's all I did. And to actually think that other people have gone through what I've gone through. And it's it's weird because the girls were saying the same thing to me that I was feeling because I felt really alone with a lot of the challenges that I faced and a lot of the things that I had to deal with going into prep and stuff like that. And to have someone come up to me and actually say that just what I said and sharing my story actually made a difference to them, that made me feel good. That I wasn't the only one who had to deal with these things. And it was relatable to so many people.
Yeah. And that's something too. It's what people don't realize, the girls don't realize, is that just as, like you said, as speakers, their impact on you is a big deal. The same thing with me. The girls that come every year, the ladies that come every year impact me in huge ways. I was there in that moment when Kelby came up and just started, sharing and crying and all that kind of stuff. And I was just man, you don't realize how much that actually helps me realize that what I'm doing is making an impact. You know what I mean? It's huge. It's huge. So everybody's over here bawling in the comments right now, right? So Reva, I know you haven't been there yet, but would you say, what is something that maybe you're looking forward to most coming this year, as far as what may be most impactful for you?
Yeah, I think first of all, the camaraderie is something that just oozes everywhere. I was going through the highlights on your Instagram for CCTS2024, and I was just I can feel the love in each picture. I feel the energy, and that's what keeps us moving forward in the sport through all those dark, challenging times and preps. So, being able to know that, it's I have this squad of women supporting me. And, I think one of the things I'm also looking forward to most, which Devin, I'm glad you brought up the power of story, is just, hearing more of your stories and being able to find the common threads between all of us. As being a bodybuilder, it can be a very isolating journey, and we can start to feel after a while we're in this alone and no one really gets my struggle and whatever. And so being able to hear from each and every one of you, and I'm one of those people who just I don't do superficial relationships. It's a waste of time to me. So it's I love going deep. I love knowing what makes you tick. I love knowing the struggles and being able to see the light in all of that. And I'm so excited to experience that with all of you.
Awesome. So this next question, I'm actually going to start with Julia because this kind of piggybacks on what you just said initially. So how has the sense of community at CCTS contributed to your personal and your professional growth?
Oh man. So professionally, the speaking part has been big, and being able to speak in front of a large crowd. I mean, at work, I do it, at church, I do it. So it has definitely helped me in that aspect. Also, just being able to be a light and cultivating relationships outside of the stage. So, I'm very, spiritual. I have a Bible study, and so a lot of the ladies from Cutie Conquering the Stage now attend my Bible study. So I get to connect with them on a spiritual level, a friendship level, year round. So that's been like absolutely amazing. And then just the confidence. I'm Before competing, I really wasn't a girly girl. So being around you all has challenged me to step up my game as far as just the little things like, taking care of my self-care, making sure that my nails and my hair and my whatever is done, just presenting myself in a certain way. I've actually been impacted and motivated by you cuties and even doing little things like that. So self-care, public speaking, and just being able to connect spiritually with the women outside of just that weekend has been absolutely amazing.
Awesome. What about you, Brandy? So how has the sense of community at CCTS contributed to your personal and professional growth?
Personally, I'd say it did help me build more confidence just in myself, especially if I still have videos, but from like the first year of CCTS to like last year's CCTS, has definitely made me feel more comfortable on stage. Like no matter how I look, and we all have our moments where we don't feel our best or look our best, but it was just the one place I could just not be on in my head like I am at every single show. That one is literally the epitome of what it feels like to go on stage and have fun, which is what we should do every time we're on stage, right? But I truly felt it there. And so I always try to channel that now in my own competition journey. Professionally, it did give me the opportunity to put speaker behind my name.
Yeah. It's a thing.
Yeah, and it was humbling, and I was grateful to know, that even in my long, short spiel, that some of what I said actually hit some people, in the heart. And, I've had a lot of people come up to me or comment to me or DM about just some of the stuff I said, like more specifically do you want to compete or do you want to be competitive? I think really got a lot of people thinking. So it's helping me. I'm still growing, but it's helping me to continue to be my authentic self and to share those messages that I believe are helpful in any journey, whether it's bodybuilding or what have you. And know that it's going to reach the people that's going to reach, and it's gonna impact who it needs to. And then finally, it's helping me to learn the sport, especially as I'm like training and getting into coaching and all of that stuff. It's just helping me to learn the sport from a different perspective, and it's been everything to me, honestly.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I mentioned this in the little caption I did because you just competed this past weekend about how, like, the first time I met you in person, it was like pulling teeth trying to even get you to come so I could take your measurements in the bathroom for your bikini. You didn't even want to go do that. And now you're like, all right, put me up on the stage, coach. I'm ready. Put me in, coach. Like, it's been really cool to watch your blossomingness. That's not a word, but you know what I mean. Watching you blossom. There we go. That's better. In front of our eyes, really. So that's been really cool to see. And you're not alone. There's been a lot of women that have been like that too, that I've just seen grow and just become, like you said, their authentic self through being able to do all of this. So, and just being around a community that supports them no matter what, so that's pretty cool. I love it. So, Devin, how has the sense of community in CCTS contributed to your personal and professional growth?
I would say personally, it's kind of like made me a little bit more open to female relationships and friendships, because I know we've all dealt with it. Women are typically not always the easiest to have relationships with, friendships. we tend to be kind of backstabbing a lot of times and catty, but being with cuties, like, you don't get that energy at all. Everyone is very supportive of each other. I can go anywhere in the country pretty much now to a show, and there's going to be someone from a cutie that works with Sean or something like that that'll be there, that'll still be supporting me. And I don't even have, I'm probably never even talked to that person in my life, and
Yeah.
they're still going to be in the audience screaming for me on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just so refreshing to not have to like be worried about, having those kind of relationships with females. And you get all of that, like, just by being in this whole community. And then professionally, I've just kind of gotten the confidence to actually branch out and start doing my own business, my own posing business and coaching and stuff like that. And honestly, Sean, you're like a huge like role model for me, because seeing what you've done with your business and how you've grown it, I'm just like, to see somebody that's taken pretty much nothing and made it what it is, like,
Yeah, it was
it's
literally
just,
nothing. This came
yeah,
out of thin air.
yeah. So like that, it gave me the confidence in myself to actually put myself out there and to try, because for so long I was always so scared to like, oh, what if it doesn't work? What if I fail? And it's just like, you're never going to know unless you do it.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, sometimes you just have to throw something against the wall and see if it sticks. You know what I mean? Like, and I've always been that person who has done that my whole life. Like, it's just like, well, if I've got an idea, I'm going to try it. I'm going to see. The worst thing that could happen is it doesn't work. Okay, we'll throw something else out there and see if it works. You know what I mean? So, being able to do that. And again, this creates that kind of confidence to be able to go out there and just try. One of the coolest things that I see every year is that we get girls that come to this event that have never posed before, have never competed before, have never worn heels before, and they get up on stage and they do it. They just say, screw it, let's go try it, because it's a safe place to do it, And I don't think I've ever seen that anywhere. You know what I mean? There's posing clinics all over the place. People will go, but they won't actually participate. In this scenario, they all participate. They get on stage. Like I've said, we've had 2 ladies that have come that have been 9 months pregnant, have literally given birth to babies 2 weeks after the event. and they still get on stage and posed in heels and everything like that too. So it's like we literally have a brand new generation of cuties that could have been born on that stage. So it's pretty cool. And like something to what you just said too, I'm going to kind of give a little story that Jessica told me. So Jessica Wilson, she's coming back as a speaker again. She's in Romania right now, but she did win the DC Pro-Am here in DC. So that qualified for her for the Olympia. And I was talking to her after the show, and she was like, I live in California. I'm from California. She's like, I had more people in the audience here at the DC Pro-Am screaming for me than any other show I've ever been to. She goes, it was all the cuties. It was all the cuties from CCTS. I was like, yeah. She's like, it was so cool to walk out on that stage and have the whole place freaking erupt for me. And I'm on the opposite side of the country. Like, it's really freaking cool that's a thing. You know what I mean? So, so that's pretty awesome. So again, going back to Reva, I know this is your first time coming this year, but what are you hoping to gain, like personally and professionally, from coming this year?
Yeah, so one of my big dreams, I guess, since I kind of started merging my bodybuilding career with medicine, is really to be kind of the go-to doctor for bodybuilding, and especially with functional medicine, being that it's something that not a whole lot of people know about. There's people who are taking components of functional medicine and bringing it into this space, but none that are like, the Mark Hyman of the bodybuilding world. And if you're familiar with Mark Hyman, he's like my idol. So that's kind of like, I've always been a big dreamer. My middle name literally means dreamer. And I always, wanted to be the Oprah of whatever I did. And so being able to, establish myself as, a fixture in the sport and really rising up to the greatness that I know that's been within me, but I haven't allowed myself to fully step into. So it's an exciting time.
Yeah, definitely. And having those big dreams and goals and stuff like that, I mean, this is the place to put it into action. You know what I mean? So that's going to be freaking awesome. So I got another question. Let's start with Devin this time. So what's something about CCTS that you wish more people knew before they attended?
I guess people really don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And it's hard to really know what it is unless you've experienced it. Because a lot of people just think, oh, it's like some like conference, some posing workshop, and it's like it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
Like so much more than that. We do so much. We talk about so much. Like yes, there is educational pieces in there, but like we talked about, like there's emotional pieces in there. There is stuff that like talk about that is specific to just women that we can't talk about in a regular workshop with men there and stuff like that. It's too personal. And then just like it's not just a conference though. Like we have the downtime built in too, where we actually have fun and do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think people really understand just like how great like this whole experience is.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about it all we want, and we like put up the post and we advertise, but it's like you really just don't get how cool it is until
Right.
you're there.
Yeah. It's so hard for me to even say it too, because I'm like, it also sounds a little obviously biased for me because I run the event, but I'm like, there's nothing out there like this, you know, there's just not, it's not a posing clinic. You know what I mean? It's not a workshop. It's not any of those things. It's much, much more than that. And like, you know, simple things like, you know, the girls' night out last year, we're all freaking dancing and doing the runway walk with, you know, the lights flashing and all this kind of stuff. And just the staff at the Ritz just loves to, you know, entertain with us, and they're taking pictures, and we shut the whole place down because they want to take pictures of all of us and all those kinds of things. You know what I mean? Like just fun stuff that you don't get elsewhere, you know, in addition to all of the things we've talked about already, as far as growth and things like that are concerned. It's just a fun time, and it's just something that where you can really let go and just kind of be yourself and enjoy the time that you have with the other ladies and things like that. And you know, we have ladies that come every year that maybe have competed once or twice, but they just come to Cuties Conquer the Stage because they freaking love the community, like you said, and there's just nothing like it. You know, there's just nothing else out there like it. So yeah, completely agree with that. And it's really hard to articulate it. It's really hard to articulate it. So Brandy, what's something that you wish more people knew about before they would attend?
Yeah, I think Devin covered it all.
Yeah.
Because like I definitely 100% second what she said, because I hype CCTS up so much, but I agree that, you know, people still kind of think it's a conference or whatever. They don't know. And I'm like, just come, you know. But outside of that, I think I would add to that. I wish that people would know that by coming to CCTS and really being present with the information in the moment, and then taking all of that back and putting it into your whatever season, can truly just boost your competitive journey so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's what it is. It's built to make you a better competitor throughout the year, you know, and just make you grow and make you grow faster too, right? What about you, Julia? What is one thing that you wish more people knew before they attended?
It's a safe space. It's almost like a retreat where you come and just for the weekend you're able to put things aside and just really focus on self-growth. And then also it's a time you're gonna build relationships. So be prepared to gain a sister and be in a position where you can be vulnerable and it's a safe space. I think when we come in with that mindset, other than just like, I'm going to sit here and take notes, I'm going to learn a lot of stuff. I feel like you come with a different mindset. You're more open to build those relationships the first time around.
Definitely. Now I'm going to ask this a little bit differently for you, Eva, since you've never been. Is there a question in your mind that you wish you could have answered prior to coming? Oh, did we lose you? Or are you still there? We lost your video.
Let's see. I've been trying to get the video back up. It's been frozen for a few minutes here.
We can actually see and hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess it's just frozen on my end.
No, we can see you and hear you just perfectly fine. So is there something maybe in the back of your head that you wish you could get an answer to, right? Like before coming?
I guess, God, I mean, I guess the main thing I'm looking forward to is knowing what questions you all
Yeah.
have when it comes to health and well-being, and especially hormone health, gut health. Those are the areas that I've spent a lot of my time on my own personal journey and that of my patients. So, I'd love to be able to offer the most value I can in that short span of time over the weekend. Of course, cater my talk to support you all
Yeah.
with that. So
Well, that's
I'm
what.
excited we have the
Yeah, I was gonna
Facebook
say that's what the
group and
Facebook group is
everything
there for.
to
So you absolutely get in there and interact. That's the other thing too, ladies that are on the live watching. That's what that Facebook group is built for. It's so that you can ask questions prior to CCTS and everything as well, so that we can take those into consideration when we're building out the itinerary and building out the topics and building out what we're going to teach. This is an interactive thing as always. So, we want to know what your questions are. We want to know what you want to learn. We want to know how we can best serve you. You know what I mean? So absolutely get into the Facebook group and get, talking to the girls in there and all that kind of stuff. Ask you personally, Reva, can ask questions and see what they have to ask you. You know what I mean? Ahead of time. So absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
So I'm going to end this out with one more question for you guys. And that's going to be, and then I'm just going to put this out there and whoever can answer first, because this is a tough one. So it's, in one word, describe the unique atmosphere and spirit of Cuties Conquering the Stage. In one word. I know that's hard. Throw it out there.
I mean, authentic. I know we've said it over and over again, but it is such a perfect word. I would say authenticity.
What else? Anybody else got a word?
Fun.
That's a good word. Yes, that's a good word. The atmosphere and spirit of Cuties Conquering the Stage. What is a word that you would like to throw out there, guys?
Empowerment.
Empowerment. I love it. Yes.
I'd say a vibe.
Vibe.
It's a
I like
vibe.
that. It's
Like,
a vibe.
That's all I can.
Great.
That's all I can say.
Yep, it's a vibe for sure. For sure. You got one, Devin? She's like, no. Christina just put one out there. She said genuine. That's a good word. That's a good word. I like that word. I was gonna say for myself, I was just gonna say community.
That's what I was gonna say, but then I was just like, that's kind of like a given.
But it's true though, that kind of encompasses everything, really. Here we go. We got sisterhood. Ladies that are in the chat here, go ahead and throw your words out there. Luxurious. I like it. Keep throwing those words out there. Yeah. Luxurious, definitely. I mean, it's in the Ritz. It's 5-star. Everything that we do that whole weekend is absolutely 5-star, from the food to the drinks to everything. So you guys will find out if you weren't there before, but if you were there before, we have the same staff members that work the event every year. So we have the same bartenders. Like, I don't even have to ask for a drink. They just know what I want and bring it to me. Like the spa staff, they always bring me champagne, and they bring me a little spa kit to my room every year.
Aww.
And like they just know that's what I want, that kind of thing. It's just, there's a reason why we go back, because they love us. So for those of you that have never been there before, the Ritz takes care of you like none other. They really do. They will do anything they possibly can to make you happy. So it is definitely luxurious, 100%. So you get to be treated like the queens that we are all weekend, which is freaking phenomenal. But yeah, the whole experience is just like that. It's just catered to your every need. And really, I mean, where do you get to get that anywhere else in your life? I mean, especially as women, usually we're the ones that are out there having to cater to everybody else. You know what I mean? So for a change, we get to do that. We get to do that. So with that, I've got a little closing spiel to go through. But before I do that, is there anything else that you ladies wanted to add to this that we didn't say? Any last minute words or anything like that? I just don't want to cut you all completely off if there was something else you wanted to share.
For me, I just want to come to see how you're going to outdo yourself from last year. I don't know how you do it, but every year you outdo the year before.
I don't know how I do it either. It's a lot of pressure. I don't know. I don't know what to. I don't know. We'll do it though. We do every year somehow, some way. We do every year. All right, so I'm going to do my little closing spiel for you guys here. Before you go, let me share that there's an extra dose of excitement just around the corner. Get ready to mark your calendars for Monday night. So Monday night, we're going to do another live, and that's going to be at 6:30 p.m. And we're unveiling the big reveal live preview. During the big reveal, I'll guide you through the entire weekend itinerary, from the awesome goodies to the exciting sponsorships, awards, and everything in between. So here's the scoop. Make sure you're all set with the registration for first in line early bird tickets. This way you'll be the first one to know when we drop that final video on Monday. And most importantly, you'll have the inside track on snagging those coveted early bird tickets when they're released on Tuesday, August 29th at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's all about making sure that you don't miss a thing and securing your spot for an incredible journey with us. And stay tuned for more updates and surprises, and get ready for the amazing ride ahead by clicking that link either in the description box in YouTube, which is below this video, or Brandy, up by Brandy's head. We've got that QR code right there. You can scan that. And again, in order, there you go, Devin. You can point up there too. Every point, I'm like, that way, over there. That's a good screenshot right there, right? all the pointing. And yeah, we got Jamie mentioned the eyelashes over here again. Then bring more tissues. Yes, lots of tissues, lots of eyelashes. And yeah, we'll reveal everything on Monday as far as, some more in-depth information, things like that. And as you guys know, if you've been a part of this journey, as we go along, we announce more sponsorships that will be given away, more sponsors that are adding on, awards, crowns, all sorts of things. We do social media star, as we know. I don't think Jamaica's on here right now, but she's coming back to try to defend her crown for the third year. she's already got out for you. I know, she's already got her ticket. She's already in for this year. So y'all got to get ready for that. So it's going to be fun as we move along. So with that, you guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being on. Thank you, ladies, for joining us too and bringing your insights. We're more than excited to have you all here this year. And that's it. Let's go. Let's do this and get into the Facebook group if you're not already, ladies. Get on the registration list if you're not already. And we'll see you back for another live on Monday at 6:30. And that'll be the big reveal live for all of you guys. All right. Yay. With that, you guys, have a fantastic evening. Enjoy your weekend coming up, wherever in the world you may be going, or whatever you may be doing. And we'll see you back here next week on Monday. All right. Good night, you guys.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you.
Bye.